Let me just switch scenes over and boom! I think it's a good picture choice. I like it.
Yes, fits very well.
Yes.
Giggity.
It describes the movie superbly. I don't even
Awesome.
I don't even think that we need to have a discussion anymore. I think this does it right here.
This right here, this is all we need.
Yep.
oh,
This picture.
it's so good.
Let's see.
Ain't nobody show up yet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm waiting on. I apparently have 2 viewers. That's what Twitch tells me. It says I'm playing tabletop for 2 viewers. Oh, you got 2 viewers as well. Look at you. It's probably just us. Do you have the CADGuard link open?
No,
No? Oh, okay.
no, I don't watch Twitch while I'm streaming. That causes problems for me.
Oh, right, right.
So much easier to just not.
Hey,
Pris.
there's Pris.
Welcome.
How are you feeling, Pris? How are you this morning, Matt?
I'm doing all right. How are you? How are yourself?
How are
How
myself?
are you? How are you yourself? That sounds a little better.
I am myself by not conforming to the ways of society.
Oh snap!
Boom.
Wrecked.
I'm doing all right. I feel like I'm, you know that like, just woke up, still kind of like congested, groggy type.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's how I feel still right now. I'm still a little.
Awesome. So yeah, this is going to cut. Do you want to start this one since you know more about this movie? That's probably better.
Yeah, sure. So the today's Films with Friends is about a movie that I grew up watching and absolutely loved, and it was called Mr. Headmistress. And let me see if I can pull up the IMDb synopsis real quick before we get too far into it.
I think the picture is a pretty good synopsis.
I mean, you're not wrong. So the whole movie is about the main character here, whose name is Tucker. And the synopsis is Tucker recently got out of prison, but is soon sought after by other bad men. So to escape them, he disguises himself as the new headmistress of an all-girl school. And if that right there doesn't make you want to watch this, I don't know what else will.
It's so dumb. It's so good. So dumb.
And I am so happy that you loved this movie because after I recommended it, I was like it's stupid. So I feel like Matt will enjoy it, but
it is stupid. It's so stupid good though. It's one of those movies that you watch and you're just like every single scene is going to pan out exactly how you think it's going to pan out. And yet you still want to watch it the whole time. You're just like, oh, it's so good and so dumb. It's just so good. I don't know what to say about it other than that. You know?
Yeah, I totally feel you. I mean, it's definitely one of those movies that you cannot recreate today. Like, I feel like it's close to impossible to try and do the same thing today, especially because a lot of like it was a Disney movie. So a lot of Disney movies nowadays are either like princess movies or just really, really dumb Disney originals. And
yeah,
I don't know if you watch a lot of Disney originals, Matt, or not, but
I don't know. I'm more annoyed by Disney movies nowadays for that exact reason. They're all exactly the same movie. And they're just not any good.
You know
what I mean? They used to be really good.
Yeah. Disney movies used to be like iconic. You were just like, oh yeah, this Disney movie, it's obviously going to be good. And nowadays it's just kind of like, you know, a Disney movie about time travel. It's really campy and cheesy and like sports the same morals every single time. Like, I don't know. I feel like this movie didn't even need to worry about like sporting morals. It was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the thing is the movie was made in a time, which is great, by the way. Don't take this negatively, but it was made in a time where people didn't care quite so much about um like being politically correct or trying to avoid offending somebody, you know, because it's just like nowadays I feel like this kind of movie would um
Good
they'd
catch.
be all like, "Oh, you're doing gender appropriation" or something weird like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, it's just a dumb, fun movie. It's just really good.
And real quick, I would like to address what 2K just said. He said, I'm sure Tucker wasn't a purposeful choice of a name, but thinking about it, it's very fitting.
Why do you say that? Why does he say that? Elaborate.
I would imagine it as like someone who is tucking. Like,
Oh, got you.
yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
That didn't click at first. And then once you said it, I was like, oh, duh.
Yeah, I never even thought that when I first saw the movie. I was just like, oh, his name is Tucker. Okay, yeah, Tucker. That sure, why not? And once he mentioned, it's like, oh, I see now.
Does that go there or does that go there?
I think the one down here will have a pattern.
That's kind of what I thought. So I think this goes here. So yeah, but I mean, this is one of those older Disney movies that's just goofy and fun, you know, for lack of a better phrase. It's one of those movies like we were sitting here earlier talking about it, Cappy and I, and we were like, you know, it was utterly predictable and all the stuff that everybody's all like, oh, that makes it a bad movie. But we're like, we could totally see ourselves coming back and watching this movie again.
Haha! Success!
Because it's just so, it's one of those, it's so dumb, it's so good. And it's just, there was not a point in it where you're not just at least chuckling the entire time. Because it's just like when, I forget the guy's name, but his best friend,
I
the
I think he
the
called him
black guy that
Jim.
hangs out with Jim.
Yeah, I think that's what he called him was Jim.
But when he shows up as the headmaster of the all boys school
Hannibal?
in that, yeah, the Hannibal Lecter military school. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yes.
And we just kind of looked at each other like, oh my god, this is gonna be so bad.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It was just fun, you know.
Yeah, like, so basically, for those of you who haven't watched it, obviously there's going to be a ton of spoilers for this. Basically, how the movie went was Tucker is a con artist. He's a con man, and the movie starts off with him in prison, and he's basically selling hot dogs and front row seats to a super tiny like tube TV, like glass fronted tube TV back from the 90s, to watch a boxing fight. And so he's selling the hot dogs for, I think, $5 a pop, and tickets technically for like $10 a pop. And it's just like sweeping these people under the table and taking all their money. And basically, shortly after that, he gets released from prison.
Because he served his time.
Yeah, because he served his time. He gets released from prison. I'm trying to see where this one goes.
I think this is too dark for right there. This row seems brighter than we're giving it credit for.
Yeah.
Because you have to keep it like look at the hand right here. See how bright the hand is?
Yeah.
But underneath it's super dark.
I can see that. Just don't see where this one
Anyway.
goes. Anyway, so after he does his time, he gets released from prison, and nope, that doesn't go there. And he and his best friend, the black guy that we mentioned named James. Oh wow, that's creepy.
What?
That one right there.
The eye?
Yeah. They go out to this like seafood restaurant, and they're sitting there, and they're trying to get some food, and all of a sudden the black guy happens to look over to another table, and there are these like token Italian mobsters is basically what they looked like. Like a stereotypical Italian mobster that you could imagine. That was basically them. And Tucker happened to owe these guys a large sum of money.
I think it's something like 25 grand.
Yeah. And from this point on, the chase, like, there's a chase scene that happens. Like, they come over, they harass him a little bit, they take him out to the back, and they're threatening to throw him in the trunk. And then he manages to escape, and he runs to a train station. And when he gets into the train station, he jumps aboard a train, hides in a train car, and this woman comes in, and she's like all pompous and British, and no offense to anyone who's British, but, you know, pompous and British.
Yeah. Like British people are.
Yeah, you know. It's a fact. I think that one goes there. Looks about right. And it happens to be this someone who got a position as a headmistress for this all-girls school. And something happens to the train where she like falls over on him and like hits her head and passes out or something. And he takes this moment to steal her clothes, steal her belongings, steal her identity and everything, and cross-dress as her. So in like a 10-minute span, he does this, and the Italian mobsters come in, they find him, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry, ma'am." And then they look at him, and they're like, "Wait, that something just doesn't look right."
Yeah.
And he managed, like, the train stops, and so he's like, "Oh, that's my stop," and he gets out. And as soon as he gets out, he runs into, I guess, the dean? I don't.
No, he's the chief financial officer.
Okay, the chief financial officer of the all-girls school. And the chief financial officer goes, "Oh, I've been waiting for you here. Let's go to the car. I've got your bags," and basically helps him do what?
I've read all your books.
Yeah. Big fan, read all your books, and basically helps him escape.
Unknowingly.
Yeah, unknowingly helps him escape from these mobsters. And so Tucker here finds himself impersonating the headmistress of this all-girls school. And, like you would imagine in a movie like this, the stereotypical scenes of, like, you know, trying to avoid the other gender's bathroom, and I think that goes here.
Oh, dang, you're right.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of like some other stereotypical tropes that would go along with this. Can you think of any, Matt?
Oh goodness, there's the falling in love with one of the female teachers that doesn't know you're actually a dude.
All right, well that one definitely happened. That wasn't a stereotype.
That wasn't a stereotype?
I mean that is a stereotype, but that definitely happened.
Okay. God, what else was there? The super predictable scenes. You know, there's a sporting event that happens later, and of course, it's for some reason there's one of the students is a really good player at that particular sport, and for some reason she scores every single point in the game, as opposed to like they're down 4-0 and she comes from behind and scores all 5 points in the matter of like 30 seconds.
Well, I mean,
he teaches
When you're skilled.
Yeah, of course.
Ah, that one fits. Okay.
There we go. And the stereotypical things that you expect to see in a movie like this, where you're just like, oh yeah, of course that's gonna happen, because that's how these movies go. But it doesn't take away the fun thing is that the movie in and of itself is just so silly, goofy, entertaining, that it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of the movie, that you're watching it and going, oh, I know exactly what's happening in all of these spots. I don't think that goes there at all.
Crush my dreams, Matt. Crush my dreams.
Yeah, man, that's what else am I good for, right?
I could think of a few things.
You'd be the first.
Aw, Matt. I don't know. I can't see where those like little colorful bits are.
Oh, the little blue pieces?
Yeah, up here? No, it wouldn't go there.
No, that's all chair right there.
That might be like this one. Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's that one. Okay. So yeah, and it was just silly and goofy the whole way in a really good way. That doesn't go there.
That doesn't go there. That doesn't go there. Where does this go? Yikes. But yeah, I think that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about it, is like, in a lot of the cross-dressing ones, you know, you have the moments where they're like, oh, they hear him peeing or something like that. Like, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire.
I just remembered there's the one where one of the female, well, obviously they're all female, really, but one of the other teachers, like, is out in the yard, like, goofing around doing whatever she needs to do in the yard, and happens to glance up at her room and sees a man in her room.
Oh, yeah.
There's a man in that room.
Aha.
And it's just like, oh, God. Why would you even go next to your open window?
Why would you even leave your window open? Especially because one of the first things he does once he gets there is, like, shut all the blinds and...
Yeah, exactly. Shuts all the blinds and all that good stuff, and then immediately takes all his, like, takes the dress off. I was going to say takes all his clothes off, but I'm like, no, that is the wrong phrasing I'm looking for there.
It's a Disney movie. I mean, come on. Although, I did find it funny that they had a scene where he was laying in bed still wearing the bra.
Yeah, that's good. That was good. That's not one of those scenes you see very often.
No, definitely not. Ooh. Over here? No.
Nah, because it doesn't fit into that piece. Oh, hey, that goes there. Awesome.
I see why puzzle making is a very difficult thing. Because if you don't find a good enough picture with certain contrast, you'll never figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah, it was just a silly movie, which was nice.
Yeah, so tell me more about, like, what you and Cappy thought about it, because, you know, like, I've watched this movie countless times. I grew up watching it, but this was like your first take on it.
Well, I mean, we enjoyed it.
All right.
It was I mean, because of the movie type that it is, you know, the cross-dressing, living as another gender thing. It's, you know, you've seen enough of those movies throughout your life to go, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen here. And, you know, we did that throughout the entirety of the movie. We were sitting there going, oh, yep, this is going to happen. And then this is going to happen. And then this is going to happen. And it happened. But it's like the movie was so funny and goofy in the way it did stuff compared to the way they do it nowadays, where they try to make everything so politically correct, that it was just really fun to relive that type of movie from when we were younger. You know, because they don't really make movies like that anymore. Which sounds weird and stereotypical, but you know what I mean.
But it's really true. Like in this movie, they didn't conform to like any specifics. Like everyone just knew that it was a stupid movie. They knew that it was silly and that there was like no like truth really to it. Like for instance, they ask him to give a speech as soon as he starts off as the headmistress, and he basically ends up telling all the girls of the school that all that really matters is their looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Just make sure that your makeup is good and then your hair is good, and everything will be all right.
yeah, that's basically exactly what he said. And nowadays, everyone would be up in arms about it and be like, that's so sexist. And I mean, granted, it was definitely sexist, but it was delivered in such a way that didn't make it feel like derogatory. Like you hear it and you're like, oh wow, that is definitely not something you should be saying to a bunch of teenage girls in an all-girls school.
Yeah, exactly.
But we understand that.
So did you rewatch it?
Yes, I definitely did.
Were there any things in it that you found different than what you remembered? Because I mean, I'm assuming you haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely been a few years since I watched it.
Because there's always that thing of going back and rewatching a movie that you remember and going, "Oh, I loved this movie," and then you watch it again and you're just like, "Wow, I did not remember this."
I can't think of anything that I was just like, wow, I didn't remember this at all. But I definitely forgot. Well, I guess the one thing that I forgot was just how funny it was. Like, in the first, like, 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes of watching it, I was just laughing and cracking up. I was actually sitting on Skype with Melissa, and I would just start busting out laughing, and she would just shake her head at me, and...
Because it's just so dumb.
It was so dumb, but it was just like, I don't know. I feel like if I were to try and watch a movie with a similar concept but made nowadays, I'd be like, this is just really dumb. Like, not even funny dumb, just like, I'm not enjoying this dumb.
But yeah, because they'd have to change so much.
Yeah. But I guess with it, one being the 90s and like, they didn't have all the technology and all the politics and stuff that we have now. Like, it was just, I don't know. It was innocent, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yes, that is a very good way to say it. It was a very innocent movie, just fun and silly and dumb. And really good.
I will find these pieces if it's the last thing I do.
I'm looking at some of these going, God, I don't even know where on the body this is. Like, there's obviously flesh tones here, but I'm like, I
think that one might go, like, somewhere over here or along his face. Yeah. Maybe, like, down here?
Oh, no, it doesn't even line up there.
Nope.
That goes there.
I've been trying to find the top of his hand for like 10 minutes.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where the heck that piece is. Oh, wait, is it this?
Darn it, Matt.
I found it in like 3 seconds.
Darn it, Matt.
Oh, get wrecked.
Get wrecked, me. Get wrecked.
Oh, goodness. What is that? Does that go there? So did 2K watch it?
I don't know if 2K ever went and watched it.
Is he there?
He was.
He's gone now.
He's like, I got better things to do than hang around with these clowns.
Losers. Where is all... See, you get down to like, okay, there's all this orange fabric and all the flesh tone, which is just close enough that you're like,
Yeah, like these ones, they look like they line up, kind of, but
that doesn't line up, does
it's
it?
such a... No, that one doesn't. It's
See,
such
this
a
doesn't go
lighter
there.
color. He says no, he did not watch it. But he probably will. I don't know, yeah, it's...
I think those might go there.
Yeah, those seem to line up pretty well.
That's going all right. Okay.
Nope, that one does not go there.
Did this go here? I think that one rotates around.
Like that?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah. There we go. It's coming together now. See, this has got blush on it.
This has blush on it, he says. Knows exactly where it goes.
Yeah, right on his cheek. Did that go there? I think that did.
I think one of the other things I really enjoyed about the movie is how many times he breaks character in front of other people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's trying to pretend to be the headmistress and, you know, to fool everyone. But so many times he'll just, like, mutter under his breath in his normal voice instead of the fake British accent that he's doing.
Horrible British accent.
I like your accent. What is it? It's Welsh Corgi.
Welsh Corgi. Yeah, my father was a Welsh Corgi. Isn't that a dog? Well, I guess you could describe him as one. Just so stupid.
I think
God.
I think that was one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, that was one of the first. That's very early into the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just funny. Oh my God.
Welsh Corgi. And like as a child, I did not remember that line. Like I never understood it. I didn't know what it meant. Like even with him going, "Isn't that a dog?" Like explaining the joke, I was just like, I don't get it. And now it's like, that's really, really funny. That was well delivered. That was...
Oh, God, it's so bad.
We're going to work with the chemical called green. That is Green. When he's pretending to be a chemist.
Yeah.
So while he was in prison, he got 8 different mail order degrees, basically.
Yeah.
And decided that because he had these degrees, he was fit to be able to try and teach these young women. Where does this one go? And so one of the tasks that he was given was to bring up the grades of all the women in the school, of all the girls in the school. So he started to literally kick out teachers to teach them, and he actually started to help improve their grades. And the reason why he decided to stay in costume here is because he was told that if he was able to achieve certain milestones, to do these certain things, that a very wealthy overseer of the school would give a donation of like $500,000, I think is what it was, or $50,000.
Yeah. No, it was 500.
Yeah. So he stays in character and proceeds to do all these things just to try and get the money.
Yeah, and that's his goal. Of course, you can see it coming. You're like, his goal was to stay at the school long enough so that he could get the check, and then he was going to immediately bail on all the kids and run away with the money. And of course, you know what happens from there at the end of the movie is he ends up getting the check, and he has a second thought, and he's all like, I should stay here. The kids need the money more than I do, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and what I think what really reached out to him.
Whoa, there was a piece just randomly right there.
Really?
Yeah, I picked it up, and it was laid like this right there. I'm like, that doesn't go there.
I didn't see that at all.
I was wondering why this one piece wasn't laying flat. I was like, it looks like it goes there. But yeah, it was just, it's the stereotypical like setup for that, as one would expect. Okay, cool. We got all the curtains done. Thank goodness.
Now we just got to try and figure out his face.
Got all these chin wrinkles, and I'm like, I don't know where this goes. That might go there. Oh God, no. Oh, that looked disturbing. Oh,
He's hideous. Oh.
get that out of there.
That one? No. There? No.
Oh, that's part of his hand. I keep wanting to say her hand, and then I'm like, his hand. I'm confused.
Ah, good call. Yeah, he was confused too, Matt. He was confused too.
I think that was part of the story.
There? Hey, I found part of his chin wrinkle.
Whoa, okay. You're bringing a whole bunch of pieces down here. Cool, thanks.
Yes. Trying to make this easier on you. There's his hand. All right, we're getting there. We're filling it in. Nailing it. Nailing it. We might actually finish this one, Matt.
Oh, crap. I'm going to put all the dark ones on one side. This is going to sound really racist.
No segregation, Matt. No segregation.
It's simplicity's sake. We're going to go from dark to light, going one way to the other. Because it's just easier that way to be. I need a dark piece. Just stop talking, Matt. You're making it worse.
I feel like this is like an eyebrow or...
Oh, I think that... Hold on. Rotate it. Oh, that's kind of close, but... God, where would that go? It does look like it kind of goes there. It might also be part of a chin fold.
Part of a chin fold.
I know how weird that sounds, but... Are there any other pieces? No, that's it. I'm trying to find the piece that goes here that's his wrist. I mean, maybe it's this? No way. Huh. Interesting. I don't see a piece that fits that.
It's my time to shine, Matt. It's my time to shine. I gotta find it before you do.
There's also random pieces still on the board. There we go. I found
it. Darn it, Matt.
It was on the board already. I had to go find it and move it.
Stealing my thunder, I see.
Yes, sir. It's only one way. We're missing some edge pieces. Like, yeah, this right here doesn't go there. That goes here. Okay. So that is the last edge piece. which is there.
The one that you just moved?
Ah! Yeah, the border's done. Okay.
All right.
There's a big gap here. Okay, okay. So I'm going to work on his fleshy wrinkles.
All right, Matt. You work on those fleshy wrinkles.
Hey. But yeah, we might actually finish this one. This is we're making progress, son.
Dad?
No. Not me. Okay.
Does that go together? I can't really tell.
This has got a lot of red on it though. It's got to go somewhere in here. Oh.
Like zooming in on the pixels to see if they mesh together.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that works.
Aha! Aha!
Matt, I might be royally messing this up. However,
Hey! I got the bridge of his nose.
nice.
Or in between his eye. I got his unibrow, I guess. Is it better?
He didn't have a unibrow. He wasn't that ugly. But yeah, I guess one of the more heartfelt moments of, definitely of the movie, was the fact that he ended up identifying and befriending one of the young girls who he saw a lot of himself in. You know, that stereotypical, like, oh, that is totally me sort of moments.
Yeah, the mischievous.
And that was one of the things that kind of like finally broke through to him and, you know, helped him to reform his ways and stop being a con man and trying to steal. And so, you know, at the end of the movie, when he finally gets the check in hand and he starts to run away, as he's running, he notices that same girl who's just looking all sad and somber. And thanks.
Yeah, it's all right. I was having the same problem. Yeah, and he's all like, well, you know, I should probably not steal the money. And
It's like, I should think better of this. And that doesn't go there. That doesn't go there.
you okay? Yeah. A very strange sounding hiccup.
Like a lucid hiccup?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
On par.
Cappy, are you okay?
I don't know where the heck that piece goes. Oh, dude. We've only got like 6 pieces left.
That doesn't go there.
These two don't look right. And the one underneath it. Get the one underneath it. Okay. Those did not look quite right. Okay.
There we go. There's one.
Oh. Oh, that's this.
So this one
Okay.
has... No? This one does not go there.
This piece also doesn't look right. That piece looks like it goes there. Now there's a gap here.
Is this one?
2 indents and a stabby.
There we go. Alright, so that one goes there. So this one... No, that doesn't go there.
oh god, don't zoom really into its face. Just like, oh my god.
I think right. Oh yeah, you removed those. Okay.
That piece, I can guarantee you that doesn't go there, Cody.
Yeah, I can't see the outlines, Matt.
Well, it's too bright. I mean, you can't put this bright piece in the middle of a black spot.
Sure you can. Be a light
It's
to the
obvious.
world.
It obviously doesn't go there.
Be a light to the world, Matt. Don't deny his dreams.
Hey, there we go. That's where that one goes. Okay.
Nope. So this one's got to go like right here, right?
Uh-oh. 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 Hold on. We just jiggled everything. Okay, and line back up. Okay. That piece goes there. Why doesn't it fit? Oh, there you go. There you go. Cool.
Yeah, some of the pieces were messed up. So then that one has to go there. And this one has to go there. Is that right?
One of the black pieces around this one isn't lined up right. Hey, there it is.
Wait, we still have a piece.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, it goes
Right
there.
Hey! We did one.
Oh, my lord.
Oh.
Oh, what did you think about the end of the movie? How, despite everything, despite that he's a convicted criminal, which is another point that never would have happened in today's day, they offered him the position as the headmaster of the all-girls school.
Well, like I mentioned, it was to be expected. Wasn't all that big of a surprise to me, honestly. Cappy and I both called it. We were all like, yep, they're going to offer him the job. I was thinking at first they were going to offer the job to the coach lady.
Ah, yeah. The love interest.
Yeah, but once Cappy had said, no, they're going to offer him the job and be all like, Mr. Headmaster. And I was all like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So, but I mean, it's like we were talking earlier. I was not surprised by any of the scenes. I was completely expected how everything played out, but that didn't break away from the enjoyment of the film, you know?
Yeah, the film was just, it was so well done and directed in the sense of like it knew what it wanted to be, and you knew basically what was going to happen. You just didn't know exactly like how it was going to happen or the things that would happen along like in the movie, like how basically all the girls would prank the headmistress to try and get rid of her. They basically tried to fire every single headmistress that they got.
Yeah.
And like they at one point set up a trap, like a parent trap, basically totally 90s. Like you don't see that sort of thing today in like today's movies. Like this is Home Alone styled trap where there was a bucket on the ceiling that poured like glue on him or honey on him or something, a fan that blew feathers immediately after, a door that opened and was it meatballs? It was hitting him with meatballs.
Yeah, shot meatballs into his face.
Yeah. Like you don't see that type of slapstick comedy anymore.
Not really, no.
Without it being like super vulgar or like.
Yeah, exactly. That was another thing. Is it was a nice, clean movie, and that's, again, like you said, that's just not something that you see nowadays. Oh, did you lock the pieces?
Yeah.
Okay.
I glued them in, Matt. I glued this puzzle.
You glued the puzzle.
I glued the puzzle like the girls glued his toothbrush.
Oh, that's right. When the coach comes in and like rips the toothbrush out of his mouth, like, I can't believe you fell for this.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh god, that had to hurt.
Ugh. And like he's sitting there like trying to do it himself and he can't. She just comes in and like yank.
I know.
I think one of the biggest scenes though that like stood out to me and just the way that they did it was definitely the bathroom scene. Because like he starts to walk into the men's bathroom and the coach points out like that's the men's bathroom and he's like, "Oh, oh my, I almost did that. Thank you for stopping me." And he moves over to the men's bathroom and just stares at it and goes, "To venture where no man has gone before," and then walks in.
Yeah.
Like there was no like really trying to avoid it. It was just like, you know what? I accept my fate. Walk in. And I thought that was really funny because I was talking with 2K afterward, and he mentioned how like he was mentioning a few other movies. One of them was called Ladybugs, I believe.
We were just talking about that movie this morning. Happy. What movie were we talking about this morning that was similar to this one? Ladybugs.
Yep.
I just was like, oh, they don't make movies like this anymore. It reminds me of Ladybugs because it has the same cross-dressing thing. They never have that now.
Yeah.
And that was a fun, awesome movie.
Yeah. That would be, if you enjoyed this movie, you would really enjoy Ladybugs. Definitely.
I will have to watch that then. Yeah, because 2K recommended that one. He said Ladybugs was one. I forget what I think he referenced Mrs. Doubtfire and then another one like I think it was like
Mrs. Doubtfire,
Joanna or Joanna Man, something like that. I
don't know what he's talking about there. Let
me see.
But definitely Ladybugs. You've seen Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
Yes, it's been a long time, but I was gonna
say if you have not, I'm embarrassed. But yeah, Ladybugs is hilarious. It's the similar concept,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and he was telling me like, they do the stereotypical trope of like, trying to avoid the bathroom and like not go in there and like all that sort of stuff. And in this one I thought it was different. I thought it was funny because it was different. He was just like, I accept it. I'm going in.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess some of the other funny things just like you expect it, but it still is funny. It still like catches you by surprise, and the way he handles it, I guess just because of the act, like the comedian that he is, like the actor that he is, he's just, I don't know, he's one of my favorite comedians, and unfortunately you don't see him too often nowadays. But like how the chief financial officer kind of falls for him, and how the trustee that's giving all the money, how he also falls for him, and they try to court him. And
that was one part that made me lose it, is at the very end when he's out and he's like the headmaster now as a dude instead, and they're having the party at the end, and he's dancing with the coach lady, and the benefactor comes up and he's all like, "Hey, can I cut in?" And he's like, "Dude, I told you it's over."
I forgot about that.
And he was like, "Not with you, with her." And I just cracked up. I was like, "Oh, that's funny. That's just a dumb, funny joke."
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, Shadow's like also the person who played. Oh, I read that wrong. It actually says who played the actual Mrs. Bascom was Janet Wright. I was gonna go. I left out the word actual, so I read it as the person who played Mrs. Bascom, and I was all like, "No, that was Harland Williams. It's right there. There he is. That's the actual Mrs. Bascom.
This is him.
This is her."
Yeah.
But
he is also the main character in Rocketman, which is the other movie I was telling you about. Which I don't know if it'll be much one for like a Films with Friends, but I feel like it's definitely one that you and Cappy should watch.
Okay, yeah, we'll check it out.
Yeah, he also has a short guest appearance in Wag the Dog. You said did you say you've seen that one?
That was the one I wanted to see really, really bad, and then caught it on TV and fell asleep 10 minutes in.
Gotcha. Right.
It was like at 10:30.
Yeah.
And so I fell asleep. It was past my bedtime.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep and then woke up and the credits were rolling, and I was pissed that I'd missed the movie, because it was one of those movies that I had really wanted to see for a long time, because I knew the concept but I had never actually like seen the film.
Yeah. Yeah, so he makes us a minor appearance in it where like you see him and you're like, yeah, and then you're like, man, I wish you were still in this movie.
Awesome.
But
yeah, he's a good actor. I like him. I like this actor.
yeah, it's like Carrie Elwes.
Yeah, but he does really good serious roles too.
Yeah, he does. Like he's appeared in so many different areas that like you see him and you're like, oh wait a minute, yeah, that's Carrie Elwes, like The Princess Bride. He was in the original Saw.
Right.
He actually did a few appearances on the TV show Psych.
Okay.
As like a partially comedic, partially serious role, but yeah, I don't know. They're good comedians. Like you see them and you're just like, this is gonna be a good movie with them in it.
Yeah, they're tragically Men in Tights. Yeah.
Yeah, Men in Tights. Forgot about that.
They're tragically underused actors that are actually they're much better than a lot of people give them. It's the problem is they don't really have a stereotypically Hollywood handsome face. So they don't get a lot of important roles or a lot of screen time per se. They may be in big budget movies. Like Harland Williams has been in a bunch of films, but in the bigger the budget the film, the less likely he's to be on screen for very long.
Yeah.
Like obviously he's the main character here, but this is obviously not a big budget film. So this is a Disney, like made for TV Disney movie almost.
And it was.
But,
that's where it was aired, is on TV for Disney.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, then in that case, it's a perfect fit for him. But yeah, he's not going to be seen by, tens of millions of people in a movie. They're not going to go, nobody goes and buys a movie ticket because Harland Williams is in it.
I honestly would at this point. I'd be like, oh, Harland Williams? Yeah, I'm going to watch that.
Well, see, the problem with that is most people like you would be disappointed because chances are he's going to be in the movie for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you'll never see him again.
Unfortunately.
And that's the disappointing part is I have a lot of actors that I'm a huge fan of. Like one of my favorite actors, and it's actually Cappy's favorite actor, is Tim Curry.
Oh, I love Tim Curry. Also
Yes.
appeared in Psych a few times.
Yeah, but the sad thing about actors like that is they're so damn good, but they just don't have the face to be in huge films.
Yeah,
and
Tim Curry especially doesn't nowadays, but when he was younger, like in Clue and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, but see, Clue and Rocky Horror Picture Show are not huge movies. Like Rocky Horror Picture Show has a huge cult following, but when it came out, it bombed.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I could see that, yeah.
It was not a popular film when it was released, and it didn't get popular for like 7 or 8 years after its release.
And
I mean, he was in Home Alone too.
Oh yeah, he was.
And he was the demon in Legend, but there was tons of makeup on him there. So it's like,
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Legend?
Oh, that's right. He was Pennywise in the original It.
Really?
Yeah, he was the Pennywise clown in the I forget what channel it was that had the TV movie It originally.
Is it the 1991?
Somewhere around that. I think it was 80s, but yeah. I think it was mid 80s.
No, it was the 1991. You're right. Tim Curry played Pennywise.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it was a two-parter?
Yeah, because it was a TV miniseries.
Oh.
Like the first part takes place when the main character, the main humans, quote unquote, are kids, and then the second one is when they're adults.
I think I must have only seen the first half of that because I never saw the one where they were adults.
Yeah. So. But anyway, I think that's good. I think we've covered everything I wanted to talk about. How about you?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I was happy to share this one. I was happy to to just kind of like bring more light to this movie, because like this one and Rocket Man I grew up watching and I loved them. Like they're so stupid, and as a kid you love stupid.
Yeah, of course.
And then
Absolutely.
like as an adult you still love stupid as long as it's done right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And they were, I don't know, they were just like, they were a big part of my childhood, to say the least. And I love being able to share that. And I love that you and Cappy both thoroughly enjoyed this movie, because it was really good.
It was really good. This is the kind of movie where if we're just sitting around going like, I'm bored, I want to watch something. Hey, you want to watch this again? Yeah, sure. That was fun.
And like, I don't know, now I'm kind of honored to be like, wow, I've supplied you with this movie that you guys are going to be like, yeah, let's watch that again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
All
feel
right.
good. Yeah. I think that's everything.
Cool. So, for those of you who are watching this now, or for who will watch it later on YouTube or whatever, the next film is obviously we go back and forth choosing films for each other. So the next one I'm choosing for Drillian to watch for the first time is Unbreakable with
Bruce Willis, wasn't it?
Bruce Willis. I was gonna say the dude with no hair.
Yeah, he's bald now.
Yeah.
He's like Matt.
Thanks. But yeah, Unbreakable from 2000. And so if anybody wants to go watch that film before the next time we do this, I'd like to do these, like, I don't know, every 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
Is that a good enough time frame for you? Does that give you enough time to watch stuff?
Yeah, because that would basically be like twice a month, which is what we wanted to do.
Okay, yeah. So if y'all want to watch this, y'all have got a couple of weeks to grab a copy and watch Unbreakable. And Drillian and I will talk about it in roughly 2 weeks. But feel free to follow us on Twitter or in our individual Discord servers. And there'll be links to all of that below the video.
I also have commands for them, which I'm spamming right now for you.
Perfect. I'll do the same. And we'll announce when we're getting ready to do those.
Yeah, so just keep an eye out and go ahead and in 2 weeks' time. So let's see, it is Sunday, November 5th. That is going to bring us just after Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, because...
No, that'd be the 19th.
Oh, just before Thanksgiving. Okay.
Just before the weekend. Chances are it'll happen the weekend right before Thanksgiving. So most likely between like the 18th and the 20th, somewhere in that time frame.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And we have to make sure he and my schedules sync up during that time period, and then we'll get together and do the same thing.
Yeah. It sounds good. All right. Well,
thanks for suggesting the movie.
You're very welcome. Thanks for enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I like to imagine you and Cappy nuzzled up on the couch with some popcorn and some Dr. Pepper and just enjoyed a good movie.
Close enough.
I'm setting the standards here, Matt.
Standards are too high. She's a furnace. I don't want to sit next to her. Anyway.
All right.
Thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see y'all next time.
Have a good night, or a good night. Wow. Have a good day, everyone.
You're cutting it too. You're playing it too loose.
I'm a loose cannon. You can't stop this.